with the access code, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to log on once you get the code. And so you don't ask him any questions, so just pay attention, it's super easy, and a lot of the instructions are on the back as well. He gave you the course code in the back, and that's what you're gonna put in here. Does anyone have the course code on them? Somebody tell me the course code. Press the 4. 493. 807. So you're gonna go to wileyplus.com, and then you're gonna enter the course code right here, and then you're gonna click find. If you don't have the course code or you lose that, you can look up the college name and the instructor. Right here, has anyone ever used Wiley Plus before for any other class? So if you have, you're gonna go over to this side and just log on, and the course is already up here, so you're already gonna get logged into the course. For most of you that are new, you're gonna go to the right and click to create an account. You're going to agree. So then you're going to come up to this page. Once you have purchased the book with the code, you can go ahead and enter it right here, and then that will log you onto the course. The other option right here, which I don't recommend, is you can purchase it directly through us, but we have special pricing with the bookstore, and instead of being $185, we have it for $120 in the bookstore. So I recommend going there because I know you don't want to spend an extra $55. You don't have to. If you're not sure about this course, and you're not sure if you're going to make it in here or your financial aid hasn't kicked in, at the very bottom you have the option to do the 14-day grace period. So you don't have to purchase the code, and it'll give you 2 weeks free of the Wiley Plus so you don't fall behind in the course. After 14 days, it'll ask you to put in the code or purchase it. You don't lose anything, it'll just roll over, and if you decide that you're not going to stick with the course, then it'll just end right there and it won't charge you for anything. So I'm going to log into my account really quick so you guys
I have a
can see.
question for you.
Go ahead.
For the price in a bookstore, $120 is including the e-version of textbook or just the code?
The $120 includes the loose leaf textbook,
Okay.
the ebook, and the Wiley Plus access code.
Okay, so it's 2 in 1 for $120, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So once you log in, it always has you log in twice. I'm not really sure why. If you've been in other Wiley classes, you would go ahead and choose your course down at the bottom. So I'm in the Kimmel Financial book, which you guys will be using. I'm not in your class, so the assignments that he may have assigned might not be popped up. But this is what your homepage is gonna look like right here. For the read, study, and practice, that is where your ebook will be. You can read, it's the full ebook, exactly how it looks in the text. You also have these other options down here. You have a glossary, you have self-test questions, you have brief exercises, and you have videos from the author and everything that you can do if you're not understanding things and that can help you out on the side. You also have your assignments. So right here are just kind of mock assignments that I've created where it'll tell you what the assignment is, the type, the due date, and the accessibility, and the details. You're also gonna have your grade book up here. So that's gonna be another option to see what your grade and if it's been scored and any other details you may have too. In the home page, there's also gonna be class announcements if class is canceled or if he wants to send you any sort of messages. They're gonna pop up right here and there's gonna be a notice. The last thing I wanted to show you really quick is the Orion piece. So your instructor is not requiring this, but for all the students I've talked to and all the presentations I've given, this is hands down the best tool that you'll have access to in this course. Orion is an adaptive homework assignment, so what it's gonna do is it's gonna ask you a set of questions before you read the chapter, and it's gonna ask your confidence level on it as well. So right here, I'm just gonna click chapter 3, And it's gonna say the accounting information system, how confident do you feel? If you've never heard of this before, obviously you're gonna say you don't know. And then it's gonna give you 20 preset questions where you're gonna answer and indicate your confidence level. At the end of all this, I'll show you what it looks like to kind of see what the point of all this is. Of course, this is gonna happen right now. So right here I did the Orion for chapter 1 and chapter 2. Obviously I don't know accounting, but right here it's going to show you on the side the time that you've spent. If you want to get into this chapter, it's going to show you, give you the option to study and practice each individual objective. By doing this too, it also shows the instructor what you guys don't know. So by doing this, it might be time for him to review it for you guys. If you're not doing this, he's not going to know what you guys don't understand. But right here, you can study and practice if you got it wrong, or the performance or anything like that. You also get access to viewing where you stand as your class to see how many people are getting it wrong and the least proficient chapters that you're in. So if you know you have a midterm and it's chapters 1 through 5, and right here it says you're least proficient in chapter 2, then I'd recommend that you go back and study that.
I'm just going to interject a note on proficiency in general. Unlike maybe some other homework programs that you've taken in the past where you get 100% right and it gives you a certain grade, or you get 60% right and it gives you a certain grade, we're measuring proficiency, which measures a bunch of different things. It measures how confident you are and the level of difficulty of questions, and everybody's going to have a different proficiency score. So the goal is not to get 100% here, but to raise your proficiency as you go along in the course. In fact, I bet you your instructor wouldn't even get 100% proficiency on this, because it's also creating harder levels of questions as you get them right. So it's slightly different concept, but we've heard from students who've used this program that by doing about, 15 minutes a day, or just doing some extra practice within this, they have raised their score by 1 full letter grade. So certainly good to keep in mind, and don't worry if you don't get 100%. Frankly, don't worry if you go from 30% to 60%. The level of difficulty will continue to raise, and it's raising your skill set and your abilities. So keep that in mind.
So the other thing I want to stress too about this is please just don't hit the back arrow. I still do it, but it's going to mess you up. You're just going to want to hit the back arrow right there, because then it might log you out if you hit the actual back button out here. Are there any questions that anyone has? I am here to answer the questions, so your instructor doesn't have to. Any questions about logging on, or where to purchase the textbook, or how to log on? It's pretty self-explanatory. If you do need help, there is a help button up here. There is 24-hour tech support, and there's chat as well. Any questions?